guys, it's Anna here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing quite a bit of a different video. Now, you will rarely ever hear me complain about things. I am the kind of person, I'm an optimist, I like to focus on the good. But right now I'm actually a little bit mad, a little bit angry, or most of all just irritated, I guess you could say, which you'll very rarely see me irritated. But I decided to kind of use this negative energy in me right now to make this video. So I hope you enjoyed an irritated Hannah today. Either way, so this is actually a video I've wanted to do for quite a while, and that is good versus bad customer service. You know, as an avid online shopper, one that I've been for many years, because of that I have gained some experience with how different businesses and companies, big or small, interact with their customers. And especially when things go wrong, how they fix the problems, how they speak to the customer, how they interact, and just overall how they make me as a customer feel. Now, I am not gonna just be talking about right or wrong. I just want to generally speak about my own experience that I've had throughout the years with different businesses, because there's apparently many ways to interact with the customer. Also, I will not be naming these businesses that I speak about. I will not say them by name. I don't want to call anybody out. All of these are experiences where I have placed an online order, I have received my online order, and for some reason that order or a particular item does not live up to my expectations. It could be faulty, it could be partly faulty, it could be completely broken, or an item is missing. All of these different examples I will bring up here. But really what I focus on is how the company responds when I send the email saying, hey, something is wrong here, how do we fix this? And since I like to focus on the good, I'm gonna start with the good first. So, my favorite type of businesses or companies, once again I'm not gonna name, but they have done me right so many times, and having also experienced bad customer service, I appreciate the good companies so much, because they just never disappoint me, they do things right, and they make me feel so valued as a customer. So, first point here on my list is when I have received a subscription box. Now, I have been subscribed to several subscription boxes throughout my days, but this is just a very simple one. I am subscribed to the box, I receive the monthly box or quarterly or whatever it is, an item is missing, and I email them and say, hey, this was missing and it was supposed to be in here. And then they simply send it to me without question, paying for the shipping and, you know, all that stuff, and they say they're sorry. They fix everything perfectly and I'm super happy. Another little thing here is when an item arrives faulty or broken, you know, and after emailing, explaining the situation, sending pictures, they either suggest an entire complete refund for the broken item or faulty item, or they give you the option to send a replacement, send a new one, and with no questions asked. Usually, like by the next day, a new shipment is on its way, or the money is transferred right back into my account. No struggles, super quick and easy, and I just am so happy. Sometimes even the replacement items is like hand-picked by this business, so they have an actual person taking an extra look at the replacement, making sure that it doesn't have any flaws or is faulty like the previous item. So sometimes you get like the best quality from simply having to get a replacement, because then somebody is actually looking at it in more detail than just taking this item from the shelf and putting it, you know, in the box. And now some of these good customer service businesses, oftentimes when they send a faulty product, they let me keep that faulty product. and they send a replacement. So in some cases, maybe the item isn't so much faulty that it's unusable, but it's not an okay quality for me to pay, you know, full price for. And even sometimes I have even, you know, ordered something on sale, let's say 50% off, and then they still send a replacement of a new one. When they offer a replacement, you know, they pay for the shipping and no questions asked. They just, we're sorry for this inconvenience. How can we make it right to you? And then they fix it in the best way possible. So that's the best kind of customer service. And I have some of my favorite businesses that, like I said, they have not failed me once. And now, let us get to the juicy stuff, shall we? The bad customer service. I don't have a bunch of experience with this. Most of the time, companies do really well. You know, you're happy with what you've ordered. You know, when it arrives, everything's good. But in my experience, the few times I do have to message or email, it's a bit kind of 50-50 how things go. So, first example here. There's a missing item in the order, so I email them and say, hey, this was missing from my order. And then they ask me to send a picture of the packing label, you know, where they check off, like, for the packing guys or girls, because I ordered 2 of one product, but I only received 1 of this particular product. And when I send a picture of the packing label, they write back to me saying that the weight of the box is as it should be. They tell me that it's the correct weight, so how could something be missing? That's basically what they're saying. And I realized after checking and weighing everything, yeah, the box has this weight, but it should have had this weight if the missing item was not missing, if it was in here. So this person writing to me obviously haven't really checked the facts. I don't know where they get their numbers from. Either way, it turns out that they were wrong. And I just feel, I start getting more irritated as a customer because it feels like they have this preconception that I'm lying or something, or I'm using the system, or that I'm wrong somehow. And that, I do not feel valued as a customer with that kind of response, let me tell you that much. And now I realize, of course, that some people use the systems and try to get more for their money or get things for free or whatever, and they lie. Of course, there's people who scam and they don't do things morally the way it should be. But I very rarely email a business complaining or saying, hey, something's wrong, unless something's really wrong, you know? So the few times I do actually make contact and say, hey, something's wrong, when they start questioning me, I really don't like that. Another thing is, oh man, I remember this so well. I've never had anything like this happen. So I received an order, and just a few days later, I received another order or another package from this business. Only I ordered only once. And when I opened the second package, I realized this is not my order. I have not ordered this. I don't know what this is, but I realized they must have put my shipping label and my address on another customer's package. And this was a package sent from Asia, so it was quite far away and it had taken a while to get here. But either way, I was kind enough to email them and say, hey, I think you've done this mistake, and just to let you know, and like, what can we do about this situation? I kind of expected them to say, because back then I had really good experience with great customer service that did not want to put anything more on the customer. So I expected them to say, oh, we're so sorry, our mistake. You can keep the items, we'll send a new one to the rightful owner. What they said was, hey, please send it back, we'll pay you for shipping. So I'm like, well, okay, I do it. And then a month later, the package is in my hands again because somehow it was returned to sender. It never arrived to them. I don't know why. Maybe I did something wrong, but I wasn't really used to this kind of thing. So I email them again and I say, hey, something's gone wrong and it's back at my house. What do we do? At this time, I really expected them to say, oh, you know what, don't hassle anymore with it, keep the things, we'll fix it. But they asked me to send it again. Of course, they sent me the money for the shipping, but they asked me to send it again. So not once, but twice, they had me spend time, energy, and mental energy to this problem that wasn't even mine to begin with. I mean, they could have made it so simple. But I don't know, this was apparently very valuable for them. Well, hopefully that other customer didn't have to wait for my package to arrive. I hope they sent just a copy of that order, a new one, while they were waiting for my package. But why it was so important to get all these things back, it wasn't like that much value in it. This was maybe a $50 order. Like, for a business, it's not that much money. But really what this comes down to is really that as a customer, you cannot expect to experience the best customer service from anybody. The companies that do things right, in my opinion, they feel like gold mines. Like some businesses I've ordered from over and over again, and several times there's been a small mistake somehow, but they fix it in the best way every time, so I keep ordering from them. But with the businesses that do it wrong, in my opinion, I am not really feeling that like I want to order from them ever again. And it might have been my first order. And some of these businesses I've ordered from multiple times, and when there's one mistake that is their mistake and not mine, they ask me questions about it and make me feel bad when I should be a valued customer because I've already spent a lot of money at their business. Overall, with experience, I've learned a lot about how different businesses value their customers, and really, you know, seeing that comparison is really what makes me film this video, because having felt treated badly with some businesses, I really appreciate these other good or amazing businesses so much more, because sometimes I message them and I'm like, they might not want to do anything about it, or maybe they'll just give me 50% back or something, and then they offer a complete replacement and they pay for shipping international and everything. And then there's another business in my own home country where we're talking about like a $5 item, and they start asking me questions about like, are you really sure there's a problem here? I mean, do you understand like the level of how things can go and how they treat you? And I don't know if I said this before, but I myself have never worked in customer service or sales, so I can only imagine that it must be difficult, and there's probably lots of lying, bad customers out there. So I can also understand when a business, you know, maybe they do have preconceptions, but for a customer like myself, who really, I don't want to stir up trouble, I don't want to call anybody out, but the few times I do, they make me feel the weight like I'm a bad customer, even though I'm not and I haven't done anything wrong. To me, that's not okay, and that's not following the rule of the customer is always right. It seems to me they're not even trying to keep their customers sometimes, which is really sad. Last but not least, I also just want to say that, of course, anybody can make mistakes. Everybody does make mistakes. It's not like I'm a perfect human. And of course, if I were the one packing an order, I might miss something. I'm well aware of that. But to me, it's not about that there is a mistake. It's about the fact how you fix those mistakes. That's everything. That's what I've learned. That's the bottom line of this whole video. It's not about the fact that you do make mistakes, it's how you fix those mistakes. Because that says a lot about you as a business. Just saying. Either way, thank you for listening to my rambles today. I hope somehow you got something out of this video. And also, know your worth as a customer. If you've been treated badly, that's not okay. Of course, have empathy with the people doing the customer service. I can only imagine that it must be tough having to handle people, because sometimes people are not easy to handle. I get that. Leave your own customer service experiences in the comments below. I'd love to read what you've experienced, both good and bad, and let us focus on the good, but sometimes the bad needs to be called out too, or else there won't be any betterment. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.